Hey everybody, welcome back to La Capricornia with me, Priscilla Moreno. As always, make sure you stay until the end. And this week, you guys, I have some affirmation cards that I'm going to be pulling for you guys too, so you guys can have a good, positive week. Okay, you guys, so I want to talk about the villain era. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this, but this is a time where women are like, yes, I'm in my villain era. And at first I saw it a little negative. I was like, oh, are these people choosing to be mean, hateful, revengeful, all these things? And when I actually looked into it, I was like, these people are choosing to heal. Like, that was literally it. These people were choosing to heal, and they were being seen as the villain by people who did not want to lose that old version of them. And that's how this villain era concept came into play. And, it's not like that for everyone, but I know from the people that I've talked to, that is what I got out of it. And I love the people that I talked to that like embrace that and were just like, yes, like I'm in my villain era. And I love it because I feel like I went through something similar, and sometimes I still consider the villain, of certain people's stories. So what these people are doing that is triggering others is, for number one, they're putting up boundaries, and boundaries, you guys, the minute you start putting them up and people start getting triggered, it's because you are taking that power away from them. You're taking your power back, and they don't see it that way. The way they see it is, you are leaving them alone, you're isolating, you're not the same person you were before, you're not allowing things to happen that they benefit from, but you don't. And, that is what putting up boundaries is, you guys. So, you're being being called a villain for putting up boundaries, for wanting your peace, and that is definitely not okay. You are making the choice for yourself. You're choosing to be happy. The second part of this, you guys, is you are choosing your happiness, and of course you're being called selfish. You're being called all these things of, you're not caring, this and that, all these manipulative things that are being said to you. And again, that is definitely not okay. Choosing yourself and choosing your happiness should not hurt anybody. The people around you should be happy to see this. While I know there might be certain things that you might have to compromise, depending on your situation, you should be happy and you should be able to make these choices, to your certain extent. And again, I'm not trying to close anyone off, but I do know sometimes we do have to make decisions because of family, kids, whatever it is. You definitely sometimes, can't fully make certain decisions, but you can always choose yourself. You can always choose to focus on yourself, giving yourself 10 minutes, giving yourself, some time to breathe. And, this one actually hits hard because when I started choosing myself a couple years ago, I was being looked at as the selfish one. I was being looked at as in, I didn't care about anything about, unfortunately, the person I was with's feelings. They felt that, I was doing all these things, that I didn't care. And that was not the case. That definitely was not the case. It was just, I could not put any more energy into something that was not giving back, for number one. And two, I was not happy. I was not happy. I've tried having the conversation with this person, and it was just a toxic cycle. We were not getting anywhere. So it definitely was something that, was being seen as a negative, when in all honesty, it should have been seen as a positive. And, they should have chosen their happiness, I should have chosen my happiness, and we should have found our middle ground for both of us to be happy. And that's not what happened. You turn into the villain. And at the time I did feel like that. And then the third part of it is, I've said it a couple times already, but it's taking back that power in doing all this. So your energy is so powerful, and the way some people feel about it, especially losing it, will literally drive them crazy, will literally drive them, upset, will do things. They will then turn around and, say that, oh, it's because you're doing this, this, and this. And it's like, no, again, it's your energy, and you have to invest in yourself. You have to put that back into yourself as well. You can't just completely drain yourself and not get anything back. Like, you have to take your power, and you have to feel and know who you are on your own, so that you can have that. You can, have that confidence, have that positivity, and live that happy life. Like, you need your own power back within you, And again, you guys, that doesn't mean you have to be the most horrible person, but it definitely means that you have to have that energy with you. Like, you have to prioritize yourself some days. I actually have a friend that, when she was in her relationship, her having a little bit of time to herself, like even 10 minutes, was an issue. And it's like, why would that bother somebody? For you to have 10 minutes to recharge, you should be able to have that. And unfortunately, it was a toxic situation. And again, like, she was feeling empty at the end because she didn't have anything left in her anymore. And I even know what that feels like. And once she started realizing and started taking that power back, people didn't like it. The person didn't like it. And at the end of the day, she made the right choices, and I love that she's in a better spot. I can definitely resonate with that. But it is definitely stepping into your power, being your own, and pretty much being you, and having that power to do so. And then, you guys, another thing too that comes with this villain era, though, is you start feeling almost alone sometimes with it, because you are changing, because you're becoming this person and you're being villainified, if I can say that right. You start feeling alone, because you start feeling like nobody has your back. And part of it is because people don't know everything. I have a best friend, I tell her everything, but she didn't know 100% of everything. So I'm pretty sure there was moments where, like, if I acted a certain way, or I did certain things, or I said certain things, she probably was like, that's like a little weird. But again, we all don't know each other. I've heard people say, like, that they put a certain boundary when it comes to, like, even talking, trying to having civil conversations. And sometimes, you're like, do you really have to take it that far? But again, I don't fully know the story, so I don't know what boundaries were being broken with this person that they had to put that, Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. So yeah, so you don't know what was being broken. You don't know what somebody's going through. And everybody has their own boundaries that we need to respect, love, and, help them heal from. I don't mean that you have to go around fixing everybody, but at the same time, you have to be open to others' boundaries the same way that you want people to be open to your boundaries. And, we shouldn't judge each other for them. And, another part of that, even of having that alone feeling, is that judging part, because people have all these opinions because they don't know anything. And like I said, at the end of the day, that is totally up to you. You know, if you want to have your boundaries, if you want to take your power back, whatever it is, only you know what's right for you. Only you know what you're going through, what you're feeling, what your perception is. Nobody else knows, and nobody else can tell you what you're going through, you know, or what you've been through, or what trauma you have from it. And that's definitely something that, you know, you should definitely take into consideration. Like, love those parts of you that you are healing from, and fully just, you know, again, invest in yourself. And it doesn't matter what other people think, you know, again, they're not you. They're not, you know, they're not going to be doing anything for you. At the end of the day, are they going to really sit there and help you fight through all these things? Probably not. I mean, some people probably can help a little bit, but at the end of the day, you have to make that change. You have to do it for yourself. And that's where, like, hearing this villain term, you guys, should not bother you. It shouldn't bother you. It should not get to you. And, you know, if you embrace it, I love it. I totally love it. Like I said, I went through my villain era phase. I feel like the only reason why I say I kind of went through it is because I do feel like some people still see me as the villain, for having these boundaries, having these thoughts, for living the life that I live. But at the same time, I feel like I already went through part of it, because for me, my family, when they thought I was the villain, you know, once they kind of understood that, you know, no, I'm not being this horrible person that they thought I was, they, you know, I feel like I got past that little jump to where I'm like, okay, you know, they understand me. And I didn't need them to, but it was a nice feeling to know that they're there for me, and that they understand, and that they could change with me. And not everyone will get that, but if you are able to, you know, make it out and have somebody with you, or even if you meet somebody new, you know, it doesn't have to be a relationship, it could be friends, anything like that. Just the fact of having like that understanding, having that same vibration, and everyone understanding that that villain era is you choosing to be a better person, is exactly what everyone needs. Okay, you guys. So as the message for this time, you guys, is embracing that villain era, being you, choosing yourself, loving yourself like always, you guys. It's all put together into that villain era of it's okay to choose that and to live that era, and to be in that power. Okay, guys, so let me get those cards ready for you, and I will have your message ready in a bit. Okay, everybody, so for your guided message, your first card you have, oh, that's interesting, the Hanged Man. So I usually don't have my cards reversed, so it's interesting that this one came out reversed. But when it's reversed like that, it's telling you to stop sacrificing yourself. Stop giving up who you are. And maybe that's just where it's going into this message of, you know, it's don't do it. Don't give up who you are. Don't sacrifice yourself. You're not going to get anything out of letting yourself go. And the next card is the Two of Pentacles. So that's a card of finding that balance. So, you know, he has his two cards, you know, two pentacles, and, you know, one's higher than the other, and he's kind of trying to juggle them, balance it. So it's trying to find that balance with who you are, trying to find yourself. I feel like so far, I get like, you know, you almost have this energy of, you know, who you are kind of thing. You're trying to figure it out, I feel like. And the last card is the Four of Wands, which is a card of teamwork, you guys. So far what I'm getting is that you need to stop sacrificing who you are. Find that balance within yourself, whether that's spiritually, emotionally, everything like that. And, you know, find people that are at your vibration. You're going to be attracting people that work with you well. There might be something coming up where you're being asked to work with a team or somebody else, and this is going to play like a big factor into your role. And then your guided message for this is Earth Angel. So you guys see, it ties it all together. So Earth Angel is asking what you can do to better yourself. You know, spiritually, emotionally, everything. You're basically stepping into that power of, you know, finding out who you are, what you can do for yourself that's going to benefit, you know, others. And that's awesome to see. Sorry, you guys. Okay. And for your affirmation cards for this week, I'm going to pull 3. So today I am confident. Today I am who I am, and I am capable of doing anything that I put my mind to. Definitely love that one. Still going with my message that I'm telling you guys about. Today I am focused. Today I will be productive and feel good about doing the hard work that I need to do. Okay, and your last one is, today I will not compare. Today I will not compare myself to others. I will find true peace in my own life. Okay, you guys, so that is the messages and the affirmations for this week. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and follow me on all my social media so you guys can stay up to date with me. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a great week.